Hello, sixth graders. Today we're looking at dividing fractions and mixed numbers. Vocab here we need to know is the word reciprocal, or this could also be called the multiplicative inverse of a number. It's when you take the fraction and you flip it. So 2/5, the reciprocal or the multiplicative inverse would be 5/2. So you just flip the numerator and the denominator. And this will help us when we are dividing fractions. Okay, so if we're looking for the multiplicative inverse of these numbers, that's again the same thing as the reciprocal. You take the fraction and you flip it. So 2/5, you would flip it into 5/2. Multiplicative inverse of 2 1/3. If we have a mixed number like this, we need to turn it to an improper fraction first. So 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7/3. And then we take that fraction and flip it to 3/7. Multiplicative inverse of 8, we're going to take the whole numbers and write them as a fraction, so 8/1, and then flip it to be 1/8. Okay. All right, dividing fractions, a couple things to help you remember. One of them up here, dividing fractions is easy as pie. Just flip the second fraction and multiply. You'll also hear me say a lot, keep, change, flip. So that's just to help us remember the order of things. But here's the actual steps. First, just like with multiplying, we need to make mixed numbers into improper fractions. We're going to flip the second fraction and turn the division sign into a multiplication sign, and then multiply just like normal. Multiply numerators, multiply denominators. And then always simplify your answers, turn them back into mixed numbers if you have an improper fraction. So let's see what that means here. So 3/4 divided by 1/4. So again, keep, change, flip. So what that means, you think about each part of this problem here. So the first fraction, we're going to keep it the same. Change, we're going to change the division into multiplication. And then flip, we're going to flip the second fraction. Okay, just switching the numerator and the denominator. And then we multiply like we did with multiplication fractions. So multiply numerators, 3 times 4 is 12. Multiply denominators, 4 times 1 is 4. Turn this back into a mixed number. 4 goes into 12 exactly 3 times, nothing left over. So there's our final answer. Next one, 4/5 divided by 8/9. Again, keep the first fraction the same. Change to multiplication. Change. And then flip the second fraction. So change the numerator and the denominator, so 9/8, and then multiply tops and bottoms. So 4 times 9 is 36, 5 times 8 is 40, and if you want to do the shortcuts like you've learned, you can. Otherwise, we just have to do more simplifying at the end here. I can divide these both by 4, which would be 9/10. And I think that's in simplest form then. Okay, 5 divided by 1 1/3. So again, we have to turn mixed numbers into improper fractions. We also have to write whole numbers over 1. So 3 divided by 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4/3. Now that I have them written like this, now I can do my keep, change, flip. Please do not try to do them all in one step. Do it one step at a time. So make them improper, then show your keep, change, flip. So keep the first fraction the same, change to multiplication, flip the second fraction, so 3/4. And then we can multiply. 5 times 3 is 15, 1 times 4 is 4. And then let's turn this back into a mixed number. 4 goes into 15 3 times, which would be 12, with 3/4 left over. And that's in simplest form. So big important step, remember to make them improper first. So same thing here, 2 1/3 divided by 5. Turn this into an improper fraction. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7/3. Whole numbers over 1. And now we can do keep, change, flip. Keep the first fraction, change to multiplication, flip the second fraction to be 1/5. And then multiply. 7 times 1 is 7. 3 times 5 is 15. And I don't think that can be simplified. Okay. So biggest thing, keep, change, flip for all of these. That's it for dividing fractions. Make sure to have your notes in class. Go back and rewatch if you are feeling stuck and confused.